Good morning, everybody. Back on the water again with Boaters World. I'm Robert Brown, Senior Sales in Boaters World, Lake Placid, Florida, and I've got Anthony with me today. We're going to do a walkthrough this morning on one of these Sea Chaser Bay Series model. And on the Bay Runners, actually the Sea Chaser, we have a 21, a 23, and a 26. This boat boasts an 8'6" beam. It has a 52-gallon fuel capacity on it, and it's rated up to a 250 horsepower motor. Now this boat that we're on today, that we're going to do the walkthrough, has multiple upgrades on it that are not standard. So please understand that, so we're not misrepresenting anything, but there is some features on these boats that are additional. So we'll start up front with the pull-up cleat. On the front, we've got a very heavy-duty cleat for tying off on the front for your anchor. You also have a trim switch on the front, so if you're dragging for some reason, you've got back in shallow water with this boat, you can trim the motor up from the front without having to go back to the console. You have a spacious anchor locker with plenty of room to tuck probably 150 foot of rope in there, if that's what you care to put in there. Now also on your interior courtesy lights, you have white and blue, so if you're out at night and you want to keep it a little bit dimmer, you can go to the blue lights versus white ones. You have a very spacious front live well with the recirculate, so it's got your max air, so if you're keeping bait alive, it will pull the air bubbles back in the front one and the rear one to keep your bait alive or to keep your fish alive. You also have lights in there, so if you're at night fishing, you've got plenty of lights in this boat to light everything up very well. Visibility wise, you've got a little cooler in the front also. Both sides, port and starboard, so you've got your heavy duty stainless shocks, and you've got your inserts for your rods in there, so your rods don't beat and bang around and get tangled up. And this also comes with a JBL audio with 4 speakers. And the bonus part of this boat today that a lot of people is going to say, wow, that's pretty cool, is your console. So you can open it from the front, which gives you a pile of room for anybody, small kids, grown-ups, to step down in. You got your porta potty with this, which is optional, but you've also got a side door. So if a smaller kid wants to get in there, or you just want to tuck something in on the side, you don't have the porta potty in there, you want to use it for dedicated storage, you can also do that as well. You have plenty of room for that on the Sea Chaser. Now this boat also has a 15 and you get different stories from different manufacturers, but you have a 15 to 16 degree dead rise, which will actually, if you look at the bow of this boat once we get on land, the V on the boat on the front of this boat is amazing, where when you hit some strong waves, you can see it actually disperse the water out the way it should do. That's called like a Carolina flare. So the boat's got a very good dead rise, very good rough water boat. Now as we go back, also you have dedicated rod storage in the gunnels as well. And even though it's a shallow bay boat, you still have good gunnel height with your bolsters on the sides, your combing pads. So, if you do have your kids, your family with you, smaller kids, you still got that safety, even though this is bay boat. And also one thing I like about it too, where it don't get in your way, is the recessed bow rails on this boat. And on the port and starboard, front and rear on this boat, you've got these bow rails, you've got a center seat back here, you've got a side flip up bolster as well over here. Now here's another one of those wow moments we want to talk about. So you got your 9-gallon freshwater tank, you've got your live well pumps, your bilge, fuel water separator, your cockpit valves that open and close. Everything is so accessible on this boat, the way they've designed this center hatch. Lock that back down, pop the snap. Now you got a double seat to ride back in on. And like I said, close that back down, but you got a double seat there, single seat over here. And then also we have the fresh water, which is over on this valve here. It's got the cap on top of it for your fresh water, which is a 9-gallon. A lot of people put distilled water in that. They don't want to put water out of a water hose in there. So if you got smaller kids and family that you think they're going to stick the water hose or the nozzle in their mouth, probably want to change that out, flush it out good, and put distilled water in it. Then you also have your quick release, which is easy to pull in and out for the raw water as well. On your lights inside here, not just your blue and white lights, but also all of your cup holders. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but your cup holders also have the lights in those. Then as we move on to the back, you've got a rear ladder. This boat's also equipped with a Atlas hydraulic jack plate. Then also you have the underwater lights, which is another option on this boat. Very spacious as far as the width and the length on this thing, but very good coverage on this T-top. Radio box, you've got your rod holders on the floor on the back of it, but very spacious on that. And again, as we move up to the front, there's also room underneath the leaning post to put a good sized cooler. You've also got your footrest. And again, we went to a basic, this is the digital throttle shift on the Suzuki. Now you can go with a mechanical shift, but I believe that is only 150 horse and below. So when you go to the bigger ones now, you've got this precision shift. And so with the smaller Suzuki gauge, which is a multi-function gauge, you've got ample room in here to either put two 7-inch screens, or you can go up to a 12-inch screen, depending on how you want to accommodate your electronics. JBL stereo, with the 4 speakers. You got trim tabs, hydraulic steering, tilt steering wheel, and again, max flow on your front and your rear live wheels both. And then all of your nav lights, your jack plate switch, everything's very easy, accessible to get to. USB port for your stereo, courtesy light on your radio box. This boat basically needs your Coast Guard package, fill it up with gas, put your tackle and equipment in here, load your family up, head to the water, and find out how amazing this 230 Bay Reef or 230 Sea Chaser will do on the water for you. And again, thank you for your time today, back on the water with Robert and Anthony, and hope to see you soon. Visit us on Facebook and YouTube, boatersworld.com. Thank you.